So here we are, 11.16. I figured that before I go live, then I'd check the patch notes anyway. I went to update my graphics driver, and then League was patching, and I realized it was Wednesday, and it's been 3 weeks. So when I normally look through patch notes, I normally just read everything. So I'll just do that. Even my throat feels a bit off today. Okay. You're here. We're back. It's time to crack open 11.16 in this patch where helping out some sad friends, a boy and his yetis packing more in their snowballs. Siva is sharpening up her balancing blades, and Jarvan's really going to show the train who's boss. We're also targeting other friends who have been popping up on the balance radar, like a short Yorda with a short fuse and a monk with a big kick. We're also making a sweep of adjustments to a soul of enlightenment and a babe who can strike a chord with just about anyone. Add in some item changes and new features in ranked. Ever want a solid proof that you're better than your friends? And that's about it. As always, see you in the next one. Okay. Alright. Patch highlights gives a good idea of what's changing. Because I'm kind of going in this one blind. Yeah, there's a Tom nerf. Diana nerf as well. I knew that much. Actually. Wasn't 100% blind. Another Zin nerf. Because the last one didn't really do much. Man, these coven skins. Wait, coven LeBlanc Prestige? Old God skins. Looks pretty nice. But buffs to Nunu. He kind of needs it. Systems to Dark Seal and Redemption. Oh, Sona rework. Wait, Karma got some adjustments too. Okay. Passive damage to non-epic monsters decreased. Since 11.18, Diana's been a popular jungle pick and powerful one at that, especially in competitive. We're happy Diana's found a second home. She's a little too strong. Yep. She is really strong in the jungle. You think that without CC, she couldn't really gank properly, but yeah, she clears good and she ganks good. So she provides the damage. She gets the CC at level 6 anyway. It's quite a lot, 50% down. Oh, that's damage. Okay. I thought that was like, it was something on attack speed, but that's way too high for attack speed anyway. But yeah, she clears slower. Doesn't affect the damage then, but just, yeah. Power farming is slower. E cooldown increased later. Furia's been on the strong side for a while, especially in higher levels play, bringing down her split pushing and tower whacking power, mid to late. Okay. So that doesn't affect early game, it's just when you put points in the E. So you level E second, so it's like, trying to think of the levels. Between level 7 to 13 or something like that. I didn't realize she was strong. But I know that she's just really annoying to deal with anyways. I didn't know she was on the strong side. That was interesting to know. I think she's in a better spot than Gwen. I'd like to say. Like, Fiora's got the laning down. Gwen's level 1 got nerfed big time. So, Jarvan passive damage increased. Our bonus damage ratio increased. Exemplar of Demacia hasn't been excelling in any level of play. We're amping up Cataclysm to make him a big impact while also buffing his dueling and clearing potential. Okay, 2% more on his passive. Oh, and that's been current health. Okay. I thought it was like max health, but it's current health. Okay, got it. You always go in with the passive first anyways. 8% more AD. Yeah, Javanos is a like AD builds. They're just making the R a bit stronger. But that, well, I guess his R is AoE, so that helps a bit. But the passive buff probably means more. His ult buffs don't do too much. W damage increased, R minimum damage ratio increased. Jhin has been feeling rather lackluster, and he hasn't been making the cut in most games. With a deadlier flourish and an even deadlier finale, he'll have a better shot at picking off enemies when playing off allies in key fights. Yep. Jhin has really good utility. All his long range stuff is getting buffed, basically. The minimum damage ratio. Okay. So it's, but you don't really use it to like soften targets. I don't know if that would do much. 5% more AD for that. Because it's more of an execute anyway. But I guess it's when you're using it for utility, just to slow someone so your team can catch them, then you'd be shooting it just for the, not for the damage, and then that would count. Because it's the minimum damage ratio. Damage up by 10. Yes. That's pretty decent. If you're good at landing your W's, that's rewarded then, isn't it? Karma, passive on hit cooldown remove. Oh, so she can't auto attack to reduce the CDR of her ult now. Cooldown reduction from abilities now flat. Okay. Q base damage decrease early. Cooldown increase later. Decrease later. Cost decrease. Excuse me. Q2 initial damage increase. E base shield increase later. Bonus move speed now flat. Defiance now only grants allies bonus move speed. Defiance. Wait, what? Karma's been much stronger in coordinated pro play than in solo queue for a while. Rather than continue to make minor changes, we're attempting to make bigger ones to help Karma succeed in the hands of all players. To do so, we're targeting her consistent early game pressure and wave clear, along with her R, E, shield, and speed buff for her full team. In return, we're rewarding her with more mantras as she lands abilities on champions, which was also helped by her Q's lower cooldown and cost. We're also strengthening her R Q so she's able to obliterate her foes when she's on her own. Yeah, because they nerfed the E damage early on. Let's see, but they have given it a lower cooldown. Oh, wait, have they? Let's see, so no longer reduces Ventress cooldown. Cooldown reduction from abilities. It's a flat 5 seconds. God, that's weird. Why have this passive? You can just scrap that passive, just put everything else lower cooldown, right? Oh, no, this is the cooldown reduction that you get from attacking with your abilities. Is that the case? One hit cooldown reduction. So there's no, they removed the basic attack part, but you get cooldown reduction for hitting enemies with your abilities. Got it. So Q's base damage went down. Cooldown went up a bit. But they want to make the RQ stronger. That's what that part is, I think. You land your normal Qs and then you can get like an empowered Q and it's stronger. Okay. So this got weaker, this got stronger. Mana cost went down. Oh, but the it's nerfed a bit early. The thing is, most common players, they put points in E afterwards. They didn't max the Q, but maybe that will change. This goes up with level 2. Oh, it goes up quite a lot, actually. Oh, yeah. It's got a bit more oomph on the Q. What was the move speed one, though? What was that? It said, strengthening RQ. Targeting her consistent early game pressure and wave clear along with her RE shield and speed for a full team. So what's changing with her E? Defiance. So that's the RE, I think. Yeah. Oh, her utility's gone down a bit. Guess they took a bit of power away from the move speed. The shield got a little bit stronger. 30% of the total shield. Oh, the move speed went down a lot. Okay. Took a lot of move speed away though. Huh. It's quite a big adjustment. It affects solo lane Karma a lot, I think, because when it's Karma top, then you can just keep auto attacking to get your R cooldown quicker. But you have to use abilities now. Yeah. But her wave clear got nerfed a bit. It's good. I don't really like fighting against solo lane Karmas. But I think support Karma's cool. I just wonder about those move speed nerfs. They were pretty strong before, but you build the move speed item anyway. And it's pretty good. W Omnivamp decrease. Lee Sin came out of the 11.13 nerfs kicking, making his way from dominant lane straight into dominating the jungle. This time we're laying down a straightforward nerf that should curb his early to mid game dueling power. But that's what you pick Lee Sin for the early to mid game. You definitely don't pick him for the late game. The Omnivamp, wait. But if they're nerfing the Omnivamp, doesn't that affect later levels? It's the W2 portion. Because it's like a percent of your damage, right? That's the way I always saw it. But I guess if they're halving, well, are they halving it? They're halving the level 1. 5% there. No, it's just 5% across all levels. But the Omnivamp is only half as much level 1. Huh. Let's see. He still gets a bit of healing from it. And it's probably never that much early to mid game. But now it's less. It kind of looks like quite a lot. But it's just the Omnivamp portion of the W. It's not too bad. Doesn't know if it's mobility or anything like that, so yeah. He'll be fine. Literally. W cooldown increased, R cooldown increased early. While Lulu's power and average is balanced, she's strong and skilled and even stronger in late. Back in 11.9, we purposely buffed Lulu, targeting the skill brackets by reducing the cooldown of her W and increasing its bonus attack speed. The increased uptime on reliable peel made her a highly frustrating champion to play against, which has been reflected in her high ban rates. To get her back in action, we're reverting the buff on her skill skewed mechanic of instant CC and increasing her R cooldown. So they want to nerf the Whimsy. By 1 second, okay. And the ult cooldown's going up a bit. And it sounds like they're reverting buff. I mean, Lu's been quite strong for a while. She's seen some quite high ban rates in my games. It's a decent nerf, or revert, rather. And that's fine. W has 2 uses. You either use it on allies or enemies. It's the polymorph and it's the speed up on allies. And it gives attack speed. I think it still gives AP. Not sure. But that going up by 1 second. Probably just stays on 16 because you level like Lulu's Q and her E, right? Well, as support, maybe you just go E and W and just leave the Q at level 1. Oh, wait, Maokai? I kind of missed that. And the ult buffs. It's still strong ult. I think it should still be strong, honestly. Okay, Maokai. Passive heal increased. Good. E detonation damage decreased. Wait. So his passive is stronger, but they nerfed the E? Oh. Maokai has been struggling to stay in lane even with his tank build, so we're increasing his sustain. On the other hand, support Mao and his saplings have been causing commotion in the bot lane, where AP builds offer powerful scaling. Maokai will still have strong poke, but we're turning it down. One more thing, Maokai's original passive values were bugged. He was healing for less of his max health, 5%, 13 instead of 6, and it wasn't scaling properly. It scaled linearly at every level instead of its intended breakpoints. 169. So the previous value of his passive's heal effect reflect the bug in-game values. Now the scaling has been corrected and the heal from his max health has an even bigger bump than his tooltip would have you believe. That's good. Yeah, passives normally have those kind of levels. If it scales linearly, I think it's like every level. Okay. I don't know what difference that would make, really. 5. Whoa, okay, they bumped the max health quite a lot. Cool. You could go like you could go like a health build too. So well, kind of defeats the point if you go the health build with like Warmogs. But yeah, I do like Tank Maokai. It's quite nice. So what level breakpoints would these be? Like 1, 6, 9, 12. Don't know. Levels 1 to 18 due to health and scaling bugs. Well, it's a good thing they fixed that bug, eh? Oh, right, the levels here. 1, 6, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17. Okay. Cool. I think that's pretty good. Not bad. His passive is quite good. It's meant to be like a anti-magic passive. You take a hit, then the passive goes down, and then it just gives you a heal on your auto. It's good for sustaining. Sapling Toss, that got nerfed, which doesn't affect top lane Maokai as much. It's just for AP builds, really. It doesn't really matter for tank Maokai, because you put points in Q and W. Anyway, you don't put points in E. It just nerfs the support Maokai. And I'm all about top lane Maokai, so it's good. It's good for me. Nunu, base move speed increased. E damage ratio per snowball increased. Nunu and Willow have hit a slump. It's time to give them a good old bump. To get the snowball rolling, we're reverting part of the nerf from patch 11.2 while throwing them more damage when they're building more aggressively. Oh no, AP Nunu. AP Nunu mid. Move speed got buffed by 5. Nice. Damage ratio per snowball. Oh, it's a E buff. Oh. I don't know. I feel like they should just buff like tank Nunu. But instead they're buffing like the AP. But the move speed buff is good all round. 5 move speed is good. Because I think that kind of affects his W. His giant snowball thing anyways. And if he gets around quicker, that's good. They're reverting on Earth, offering damage. But yeah, this only affects 8B Nunu, really. My opinion. Like an E buff on the E ability too, huh? When Nunu ganks you, the E ability is not really the one that you think about. You kind of think about the fact that he can like consume for a heal, but you kind of forget that when he's got like a giant snowball rolling your way, and you just remember the ult as well, because you gotta figure out a way to escape the ult as well. But his E is a pretty like his E is a core ability for Nunu. Like you use the E route into the R, so that's good. I didn't miss Nunu though. His gank patterns are just kind of he's just everywhere. He reminds me of Hecarim, but like a tankier one. Yeah, I don't like Hecarim. Shaco. Q orange smoke. Wow, the orange puff of smoke got removed. Our bug fixes. Okay, so last patch we fixed the long-standing bug where Shaco's smoke proof wasn't showing up through Fog of War. And by long-standing we mean like 2 years. The change also sparked conversation around proper counterplay in League. Constantly panning around to look for orange smoke isn't the type of gameplay we want to enforce, so we're reverting the poof and fixing some of his goofs. Okay. Poof goes to the Weasel. So he no longer has the orange smoke. I kind of thought that was intended though. Well, everyone just had to learn that about Shaco. We've all played against our Shacos. I see quite a lot in my games. Oh. I wasn't very good at looking out for the smoke though. I recall seeing it a couple of times. Yeah. What about the R? Bug fixes. Oh, it's just bug fixes. When it kills a ward. No longer override all commands. Does not receive additional commands for 10 seconds. Will no longer path back to Shaco. Properly grant. I mean, they're just bug fixes. Really. When a Shaco's clone kills gold, it kills a ward, it properly grants the gold to Shaco. Killed by reflected damage. Or did it not? I think reflected damage means like Thorn Mail or Bramble Vest. That kind of damage. That properly explodes into mini boxes. Okay. Is it just one of those things where if they remove the orange smoke, then he's just stronger now? Yeah. So we no longer see the puff of smoke. And they bug fixed him. Okay. So that is a buff. Okay. Kind of scary. I wasn't really looking out for the orange smoke anyway. It doesn't affect me too much. I probably still died to Jago, let's say. Sivir W damage ratio increased later. Okay, so more scaling for the scaling AD carry. Sivir's a team shredding Boomerang Mercenary, but even her crit builds have been left feeling incomplete, so we're sharpening up blades. Yeah, everyone plays her like lethality build. Really. Like the Mana Moon one. Mana Moon and you go lethality, so you just like one shot people with your Q almost. So they're trying to buff the crit build a bit. But the W is really good at clearing like supers and such. It just bounces to everything. Yeah, that's just a buff for Sivir's late game and a crit build. So I think that's good. I think crit build makes more sense. Okay, Sona. New passive. Mana costs reduced and aura mana refund removed. Aura mana refund. Also now hits minions and monsters. Okay. In patch 11.4, 10.4 rather. Oh, that's a long time ago. Our baby girl was given a manner of fun mechanic to prevent the oppressive playstyle. Wasn't a fun mechanic and something that put Sona in situations where she was punished for using her spells correctly. I mean, especially if she's just like, her AD carry's not in lane and she's like doing stuff on her own, then she'd be a bit punished for that, right? Like rotating around the map with E by herself. To fix this, we're replacing the mechanic with a new one that should feel much like a reward than a punishment. Now Sona has a stacking mechanic that rewards her for using some of her abilities, eventually giving her more access to her ult and giving all those crescendo plays that you'd never miss. Okay. Passive power chord. Accelerando, some basic abilities grant her permanent. So she's gaining stacks now. She gains a +5. Oh, she gains haste per stack of it. She gains those stacks by using basic abilities. Okay, got it. Let's see. When she reaches 60, non-ultimate ability haste, ultimate abilities current cooldown reduced by 1.5. Okay. So once she's reached like 60 haste, which is, I think that's 40% CDR, she stops gaining it. Because it would be kind of, it wouldn't be as useful once you've gained a lot of ability haste. Stacks that you gain after. Okay. But the passive itself, it stacks to 60 on its own. But when you're building your items, you get a bit of haste as well, right? Oh, it's non-ultimate ability haste that you get from this. Oh no, I see how it works. Once it's fully stacked, then you just get ult cooldown instead. Okay. Now persists through revive. Okay. So if you die, and GA if you build GA on Sona. Okay. Hymn of Valor. Mana cost's gone down. Or a stack for each bolt. Okay. And there's normally 2. Okay. Mana is no longer refunded. Send the mana down. But she's still a support. Okay, the W. Grants a stack of Accelerando each time you heal another injured ally or prevent at least. Okay, so when you're mitigating damage with a shield or you're healing them. Okay. She has many ways to gain stacks then. And the more stacks she gets, then the more often she can use her abilities. And they're cheaper now, so. Yeah. That's cool. Hits everything now. Didn't hit minions and monsters before. That sounds like a cool rework. And it's a lot of haste that you can get from the passive. That's really cool. That's a good rework. Okay, what about Tom? We'll probably see some Sona. It'd be good to see some Sona actually. Really good. I felt bad that her spotlight got taken from by Seraphine. Now Seraphine's a bit more of a mid. Now Sona can be a support again. I think that's how it goes. Anyway. Tom Kench. Passive base damage decreased early. Damn. Q base heal decreased. Okay. That's not too bad. It has like a missing heal portion on his Q. If the passive base damage goes down, then he's less of a bully. Especially early. Tom Kench's early game power has been especially strong in top, where he's able to issue beatdowns and heal through brawls, while dialing back both to give his enemies more time to lick their wounds. Okay. Down by 4 in the early levels. That's not too bad. And he gains some damage for building health. Well, I think it's like based off his like max health. Q heals for less as well. 5 across the board. These nerfs aren't too bad though. I think these nerfs are pretty okay anyway. He gets it doesn't affect his poke damage from his Q, which I think that's where I get quite a lot of my damage from. And the grasp stack is when you normally use the passive anyway. Okay, so that's not too bad. I think that's fine. He's still in a good spot. He'll be fine. Still kind of getting to grips with him though. I've played less than 10 games with him. And the ability that I'm really learning anyway is the E. It's a really low cooldown E, so you just got to use it to block damage. But I'm not really used to it. It does affect his early game. But it's not like they did the Q base damage, so I think it's fine. It doesn't knock off too much damage, I'd say. Because maybe it was quite oppressive. He could just win those auto trades, but I just didn't know that. And it's 5 off the heal, but it still heals for missing health anyway. So it's still pretty good heal, in my opinion. Okay, Vladimir. Passive AP to bonus health conversion increased. Bonus health to AP. Okay, so they're making his passive stronger. Top Vlad has been dragging behind his mid lane counterpart to help him hold his own in top, increasing the passive bonuses, which should also help him reap the benefits of building tankier items. Ooh. We don't want that though. We don't want tanky items on Vlad. We don't want Vlad buffs stat. Like we don't like this. This is it's kind of scary. I don't like Vlad buffs. I don't want to see him top. What would I play against him top? I kind of want to play like Yorick into him, because then like Yorick has the wall, so whenever Vlad pulls, then you can just trap him in the wall. Yeah, I remember catching that on one of my YouTubes, and I just burst out laughing. Oh, that's great. He just can't pull out of terrain, which makes sense. How good is this buff? AP bonus. It's not much. I don't think it looks like that too much. It's an extra 20% here, but it's the AP to the health conversion. I haven't been seeing too much Vlad lately as well. And he's definitely not played top lane anymore, so you know, maybe I'll see him a little bit. I don't think these buffs are too much. He gets a bit more AP for building health, yeah. It's okay. Zen. Base attack damage decreased. Even with a last set of nerfs, Zin's been top dog in the jungle. No levels player with long ranges on his new W and E. Zin doesn't need to be one of the best in class early game bullies since he has better access to target than ever before. We're trimming down his base damage, so he's still strong early, but isn't easily able to overwhelm other junglers. Damage down by 3. Okay. He'll still get to you though, that's the thing. Like, that across the board is kind of like, especially for early on, he'll probably feel it. You'll feel it in the jungle. When you're doing the jungle, you have less AD. When you're ganking, you have less AD. But you can still make the early ganks work with Zen. He's gonna be. I think he'll do okay. This is definitely a big enough than the W one that they did. It actually affects him now. So, but he's strong. I'll still play him, but maybe he won't be the best anymore. The annoying thing is he was drawing bans as well. It's like I get Autofill Jungle, it's like okay, I'll just play Zin. And then he's just banned. Well, I don't play Zin that much. Be good if he wasn't banned. Ziggs. Base mana increased. E base damage per mine decreased early and increased later. Slow decreased early. 11.13 nerf to bot lane Ziggs seemed to fizzle out, so we're giving back his mana. Dialing back his second max ability instead. This should curb his power a lot more in bot lane, which should be more easily recouped in mid. I don't really get it. I thought they took off his mana, and now they're giving it him back. I'm pretty sure this was the nerf, so they're just reverting a nerf. What? Yeah, they're giving back his mana and dialing back his. Okay, so they're going for a different nerf instead. They're nerfing the E. I got it. What was it about the E that made the bot lane Ziggs so strong, though? I don't know. I don't really know what they're trying to do from... Oh, I guess it's less safe. Okay. Because Ziggs E is really safe. If you're just using it to take out the minions. I don't think there's anything like bot lane Ziggs maxes E first or anything like that. It's always going to be Q max. So you kind of look at these numbers here. The slow's decreased. Because it's a bit of a... You don't want to walk into a minefield, of course, normally. Slow's decreased by 10%. But it also affects the minions too, so I'm trying to think. Oh, it's the base damage per mine. So that's actually quite a big nerf, right? Each mine dealing 10 less damage. Yeah. That affects 6 quite a bit. But I don't know why it affects bot lane Ziggs more than it does for mid. Less of a threatening zoning tool, maybe? That's all I can think of. With like more people involved, then he can zone 2 people rather than 1. That's the only way I think of it. So they're just nerfing. They only nerfing bot lane Ziggs. Mid Ziggs is going to be strong. Because even though it does affect mid Ziggs, then mid's just a safer lane. So you don't need to use it either that much for zoning, I think. You just W away and you get ganked. You just Q from far away. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, items now. Dark Seal. While Dark Seal was meant to be a high risk, high reward, it's become consistently high value option for most AP users, even champions that appreciate their mana endurance ring. Pulling back on the stacking pace of the items, there's more risk involved when opting for Dark Seal. Dread AP per... So you get less AP per stack and you lose more stacks when you die. Bit more risky, but that's a nerf to the AP on it. I think it is a strong item. The fact that you get like a refillable potion with it too, whereas you go for the Dawn Ring, you get the you only get the 2 health pots. But I see what they mean. Dark Seal was meant to be more. So if Dark Seal was meant to be more risky, why does it come with a refillable? Because if you're gonna get like poked and stuff, you kind of want the refillable instead. But then again, Dark Seal doesn't give you any health. Doran Ring does. So you always feel a bit squishier with the Dark Seal. But I feel like it's a bit offset by like you getting a refillable anyway. And then you don't have to worry about spending money on potions. I guess that's how it's meant to work. Maybe that's just how it's meant to work. But yeah. That feels a bit more risky now. I'll still buy it. Not always for... I just buy it when I want to get a refillable, honestly. That's just me. Okay, redemption. Redemption is being overshadowed by other enchanted items and it's been struggling to find its niche. Okay, good. Redemption buffs. Increasing the power and availability of its exciting moments so it can be more effective in team fights. Nice. The healing got... I thought it got doubled there. I thought that said 100. But it's up by 20. Up by 40. Based on allies level. Okay. That's pretty neat. And its cooldown is reduced by 30 seconds. That's good. Not bad. I kind of miss seeing Redemption. I think it can be quite good in fights. Bando City. We're not playing Clash, so don't have to worry about that. Ranked updates. Third Q dodge penalty. A third penalty tier for Q dodging has been added. Players that dodge 3 times in 24 hours will experience a 12-hour MOBA Q lockout. Why is it a 12-hour MOBA Q lockout? And a 10 LP loss. Is it not just an account lockout though? Why does it say MOBA Q lockout? Does it just affect the client and it means that you can't play? Even if you switch accounts? What? Don't know. But that's a bit weird. I've never seen that term. 12-hour MOBA Q lockout. Okay. But less dodges the better, honestly. You get dodges quite frequently. Dodges are fine if it's for the right reasons, but just people dodging all the time makes it quite annoying. It's hard to find a game, hard to get into game, and it just skews the champ select where it's like you saw that they wanted to pick this last time, so you ban it. No one gets to play what they want as well, so. Friends leaderboards. You always suspected that you're better than your friends, but now you can find out for sure. Added a new social leaderboard. Oh, cool. So you can compare yourself to your friends. That's pretty neat. I like that. Solo duo flex. Flex queue. Master and above flex players can no longer queue with other flex players rated below platinum. Let's see. A bunch of bug fixes, QL. I just want to read the first line. Fix the bug fix where Warwick's R cancelled mid jump if the target flashes. What the heck? Oh. Okay, bug fix is always good. Nice looking skins. Alright. I think I'm ready for some League of Legends now. Nice.